with you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you move.
Hello guys, welcome back to Being Mrs. Fraser. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. As you can see, we are working on a school routine. The kiddos have all officially gone back to school, at least mine have. You'll have to let me know if have your kids gone back, have they not? When do they go back if they haven't yet? So I know it's kind of different all across the country, all across the world when kids are in and out of school. But for us, our kids are officially back. And they've actually been back now for 2 weeks, I think it is. But I am just working on establishing a routine. Again, just kind of getting back into that busy schedule, school schedule, as opposed to the busy, kind of busy, I guess, not really busy summer schedule. But yeah, so I'm just starting here in the living room. It definitely needs a good just tidying up. As you saw in the last video, we kind of did a more deep clean on this video, or on this area. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a tidy up before I move on to other areas in the house. So I just wanted to get the blankets washed. As you can see, of course, our cat is shedding all over that blanket again. I know it makes it obvious because it's a black blanket and she's a white cat and it kind of stands out, but it is what it is. I am super excited though. We got a new washer and dryer. It's actually a wash tower, I think is what it's called, by LG, and I'm super excited about it. I absolutely loved my Electrolux washer and dryer. In fact, we are keeping the Electrolux washer because we're going to continue using it for like any animal bedding or things like that, because I really don't want to put we use washable mats in the guinea pig cage, and then the cats have beds and stuff like that, and so, or the blankets and that, and so I like to wash the animal stuff separately from our stuff, but I think some of that animal stuff was getting bound up within the washer, and so it was kind of not draining properly anymore. Being in Florida, we're also putting the laundry is outside in the garage, and so it's very humid here in Florida, and then so it just is getting like a lot of mold within the washer, even though I leave the door open, and it's a whole situation. So we decided to go ahead, get something different. Like I said, we have the wash tower. It's the LG wash tower. I'm super excited. It is like super fancy, way fancier than anything that I've ever used. There's an app for it on my phone. I can start and stop it from my phone. It sends a direct message to my phone when the cycle is done, which I actually appreciate that, since the unit is not in the house. I cannot hear when it finishes, so I like that it sends me a notification right to my phone, so I know when the cycle is done. So we're working on it. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm super excited about it. So anyway, what else is going on? Oh, so back to school comes with illnesses, of course, always. Why is that a thing? Our oldest daughter, though, her immune system, she has a regular immune system. It's not like great like the rest of our kids are, but hers is, I don't know what the deal is. I think it's because she gets like anxiety and stuff like that, and so I think she stresses herself out and then worries about everything, and it kind of lowers her immune system. But of course, she caught a nice little head cold within the first week of being back to school, and I feel so bad because her birthday is coming up, and I don't want her to be sick for her birthday, so I feel really, really bad. But anyway, so there's that. That's kind of the update that's been happening for the past week. It's been kind of crazy just getting back on a routine and getting it back back in the school life zone. You know what I mean? So my older two are in high school, and then my younger two are both in middle school now, and they both ride the bus. So I've been enjoying walking them to the bus stop and then continuing on throughout the neighborhood. So it's about a mile or so, and I've just been enjoying getting that walk in the morning, getting the morning sun. I will say though, you can definitely feel that there is a hurricane out there brewing in the Atlantic that is going by, because all the humidity has like disappeared from the air around here. It's not like, you can still feel the humidity, but it is not, the past few days have not been near as humid as it has been. It's kind of crazy. I didn't realize that was a thing, but it really is. Usually when hurricanes blow through, it seems that it takes all that humidity and heat out, and it kind of gives you cooler temps and, you know, less sticky hot air. It's kind of crazy. So I've been enjoying the past few mornings. It's been absolutely beautiful out. I did end up getting rained on though. Yesterday it started raining. I was like literally a block away from my house, and it just started trickling down. And if you know me, the worst thing for me is wet clothes. I cannot stand being in wet clothes. So walking in the rain or anything like that, like I don't know what the deal is. It's just something that like seriously bothers me so much. And yeah, so I was like, oh my goodness. So of course your girl picked up speed and started going a little bit faster to get that last block in before the sky decided to open up. But of course, once I got home, it completely went away. So there's that. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead. We are working on the bedroom now. And we're just going to kind of move around the house and just get things kind of cleaned up, tidied up. I am doing some more deep cleaning in the bedroom than I am in the other areas. As you saw too, I finally got to mop. I finally braved the lizard. No, I did not. I had my youngest daughter is not scared of lizards. If you're new here, if this is the first video that you're seeing and you didn't see last week's video or the last video I posted, I talked about the lizards holding me hostage, holding my stuff hostage in the garage, and it was such a thing. And so my youngest daughter saved me and got the mop bucket and the mop and all that for me. So, and I will say, don't worry, these videos are like, these portions of the videos are not necessarily filmed the day that you were seeing them. I do try to get as much footage as possible throughout days, and then just kind of put it all together for you. So if you're also wondering, you know, like, why are you seeing the change of clothes and stuff like that, sometimes I start filming and then I shower and change my clothes, or sometimes it's just a different day altogether. So if you're ever wondering, that's what's going on. But like I said, I did have my daughter brave the lizard. She loves the lizard, so it's not a big deal for her, and bring in the mop and bucket. And I'm so happy to have finally been able to mop my floor. Oh, it made a world of difference, I tell ya. So my husband and I are getting ready to go on a little bit of a trip. I'm excited and nervous and everything all in between. So I need your guys' help planning a little bit. We're going here in a few weeks, but we're going up to the Raleigh, North Carolina area. More specifically, I think it's actually like Holly Springs or something like that. So my husband is actually going up there on a business trip, and I decided to, well, I didn't decide, but we decided together, and his company knows, so it's not a big deal, but we decided that I would tag along. It's about an 8-hour drive or so, I think, from where we live. Basically just straight up the interstate. It's not too big of a deal, not too big of a drive. If you don't know, or if you're new here, we used to drive to Florida every year. We've flown a few times to Florida, but we've also traveled a lot all over kind of the U.S., especially like central of the U.S., down to Texas. We've driven from Nebraska to Texas, to South Dakota, to Colorado many times, to Kentucky and Tennessee, and all of the places like that. We've been to, we used to travel a lot. In fact, like I would say my old van had like 90-some thousand miles on it, and I would say 99% of that was just from traveling. Not even from like local home usage, but really just a lot of miles from traveling. And so these 8 hours really aren't that big of a deal. We'll probably stop at the Buc-ee's in South Carolina. I can't remember the town that it's in, but it's right off of I-95 if you know the area. So I'm super excited to go up there. But if any of you are from that area, or the Raleigh area in general, we are going to have one day where we aren't going to be, my husband doesn't, like, he won't be working that day or anything. So we'll have one day that'll be fully for us to just kind of spend time and do something. And so I was wondering if you guys could give us any tips, anything like that. Also, any food ideas. I definitely want to try some Eastern or North Carolina barbecue. We've had barbecue from Kansas City. We've had Texas barbecue. We've had Florida barbecue. We've had Memphis barbecue. And so I would love to try barbecue in the Carolinas. It's very, like, we're very much foodies, if you can't tell. And so I'm super excited to just try something up there. So if you are from that area, let me know what there is to do and what there is to eat, because yeah, I love going to places. We always make it a thing when we go out of our area, when we go on vacation, to make sure to eat at places that we do not have back at home. And so, you know, we have all your normal things down here. I can't even, like your typical restaurants, you know, we have like the Olive Garden, Red Lobster, and Chili's and Applebee's and stuff like that, Texas Roadhouse. And then as far as fast food, you know, we have the typical, what do we have here? I can't even think. We have Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell and Culver's and McDonald's and Burger King and all, you know, all the normal, like, food places like that. So when we go out or when we go on vacation, I like to go to places that we don't normally have. So when we went down to Texas, of course, we went to like Whataburger, and we went to like In-N-Out, and then we went to some like local restaurants, you know, larger restaurants, just not chain. I guess Whataburger is a chain, and so is In-N-Out, but y'all know what I mean. Places like that, anything you guys can help. Things to see, if there's something to see. I really would like to see the Capitol building. I think that would be so cool. I know it's very historical. I don't love history, but there's something, one, about my age. The older I get, the more interested in history I am. And so Southern history to me is so interesting. I just find the South very, very interesting. Any history involving that, and then also being able to see things, not see things, but like hands-on, like, yeah, see things. You know, it's not in a history book. I know when I was in high school, I very much struggled with learning history. I'm like, this is so boring. Why do I need to know that? However, at the, you know, at the age of 39, I am totally understanding why I needed to know that history. And yeah, I wish I would have paid attention a little bit better, but I am learning all those things now, and it just comes so interesting to me. And that's another thing also I like to do when we go on vacations, is kind of find some historical places. For instance, when we went to Memphis, I mean, we went to Graceland, of course. I mean, that's kind of historical, you know, with Elvis and that. But then we also went to like the Lorraine Motel, where Martin Luther King Jr. was, I don't know if I can say the word, but, you know, he was pew-pewed, I guess. I don't know how well YouTube takes to certain words. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, we went to the Lorraine Motel. If you know, you know, I guess, basically. And it has a museum attached to it, discussing like a lot of, you know, the Freedom March and all that type of stuff. Where else did we go? You know, the one thing I missed in Texas when we went to Dallas Fort Worth, we missed where Kennedy was. The Kennedy Museum. We'll say that in Dallas. So my husband will have to go back to Dallas for business, and I kind of want to go with him. I don't know. I think it would be cool because I would like to go to that, the Kennedy Museum. So I don't know. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So when you're out and about in the world, I think it's just interesting to see these different historical places. So if there's anything like that you guys know about in the Raleigh area, we are going to be, it's like on the eastern side of Raleigh. And yeah, so I'm just so super excited. I'm a little bit nervous though. We are, you know, we're leaving our 4 kiddos behind. Our oldest will be 18 by then. She'll be an adult. My dad lives not too far away, so it's not, you know, so they're not totally being left alone or anything like that. Everybody will be fine. The 2 oldest drive, you know, all the things. So they're going to be fully okay, but this is me just trying to convince myself that my children will be okay. We've never left them before like this, and so I'm just like incredibly nervous about it. We've laid out the rules. They know the rules. We'll continue. My husband told them last night, we started discussing rules with him and stuff, and then he was like, don't worry. In the next few weeks, we're going to be going over these rules multiple times, so you guys will be plenty prepared. So, I don't know, I'm just, all the things. You guys, did your parents leave you when you were a teenager, young adults? I'm just curious. My mom never left me at home, which honestly was probably wise of her, but at the same time, like, she was a single mom. She didn't go anywhere. She rarely ever took vacation time. You know, the one time that the 2 times that she left me behind, I was with family the whole time, and those 2 times it was when she adopted my younger sister. I actually was going to go with her. So if you guys don't know, my parents had me, and then divorced, and then my mom tried to have more kids and just had a lot of miscarriages. So this might be TMI. I don't know. It's kind of personal. But anyway, I like sharing with you guys. I feel like you guys are family, so I'm sharing. But anyway, so my parents had me. It took my mom and dad like 6 years to even get pregnant with me. My mom had a lot of fertility issues, and so eventually she looked into adopting. She had a little girl that she was going to adopt from Hong Kong, but that was when China and Hong Kong, the whole thing, whatever happened there, and so that got changed. And then she ended up going to I think it's Magadan, Russia, and adopting a little girl from over there. I was supposed to go with her, and I made it from Omaha, Nebraska. I made it to Denver, and then we made it to Seattle. However, I got stopped in Seattle because my visa and my passport number did not match, and so my mom continued on. She ended up in Alaska, and then I got sent home, switching planes back in Denver and back to Omaha, and my grandparents picked me up, and then my mom eventually made her way back, made her way to Russia, got my sister, and then came back. And then, the next year, I think, and the 2 years later, she ended up going back. I think it was the next year. She ended up going back for my little brother. And that she left me, we didn't even try with that one. We felt it was easier. I was like 12, 13 years old when all this was happening. So, she felt it was easier, on my grandparents and anybody that watched us. Like, we had a friend watch us as well. If I stayed behind to help with my sister, because my sister was like 3, I think 2, 3 years old, somewhere around there. I stayed behind, I helped with her and all that. And then that way too, I didn't miss any school. A family friend was able to take me to school and all the things. And so, and then what was it? 2 years later, I think it was, I actually got to go with my mom to Romania to adopt my older little brother. So, yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I have 3 younger siblings who are all adopted. And yeah, that's all I think I'm going to say about them. So that's probably all you're ever going to hear about them, honestly. But anyway, yeah, so, that's the only time my mom, I guess, left me, but I was never alone. So yeah, that's where I was going with that. If you guys don't know, your girl likes to ramble, so I apologize for that. But you guys who have been here for a while know that your girl talks, and I get rambling, and yeah, so. Anyway, if you're new, welcome to Tammy's chat with me, rambling on about life, about things, about happenings. That's what you get in my cleaning videos. It's more about me just, sharing my life and life happenings and the current state of my household and all that while I'm cleaning. So anyway, it looks like we are moved on finally into the kitchen. I think we've been here for a hot minute though, but I do want to get these shelves cleaned off. These shelves actually were way dustier than I realized. You can actually like see the ring on there. Can you believe that? And I also was removing tags. I thought I removed all the tags from my little decor pieces, but apparently I didn't. But these shelves collected a lot more dust than I realized. I think part of it, though, is when my husband was helping me hang my cast iron, I think part of that drywall dust kind of blew on them. And I know that was a while ago, but for whatever reason, I just never cleaned it off. So now we're going to do that. I also, you guys, okay, so I'm getting sidetracked again, but that's okay. We're gonna talk about fall decor and stuff. I went to Home Goods the other day or TJ Maxx. I think it was TJ Maxx, and whatever. They're all the same store, right? And I came across the cutest Winnie the Pooh pumpkin cookie jar, and I was like, oh, I need this so bad for my shelves, because I also have a Winnie the Pooh Halloween coffee mug that I found too, and I'm so excited for it. I think it is so cute, and I was so torn on the cookie jar on whether I should get it or not. I know last year, I think it kind of went viral, and if you saw it, you had to grab it because you'll never see it again. And I feel like that's probably what just happened to me, because I didn't buy it because it was $25, and I just did not have the extra $25 to spend right now with all the back to school stuff that we've paid for. Yeah, I don't know, but it's been like bugging me ever since, and so I am super excited though to decorate. I don't know how much fall decorating I'll do in the kitchen area. Obviously I will decorate my table in that, but the kitchen I usually like to decorate when it comes to Halloween stuff. So I'm super excited. I might, if I come across the cookie jar again, I might just have to get it.
The bet on me. I do believe you will learn what it's like to fail. Gave a little and far too late. Now it's time for you to up and leave. I do believe
I'm super excited for you guys to see the next couple videos. We're going to be doing a one pot meal cook with me type of thing. I find easy recipes, during the school year is so much nicer than having more difficult recipes, especially when weightlifting meets and all that stuff starts happening, school dances and all that. It's just so much easier to make sure that our family still gets a good healthy meal, and so these one pot meals are super fun for me to do, and so I'm super excited to share those with you. There will be 4 recipes in that video. They are all delicious. My family loved every single one of them. So I know that you guys will love them as well. And then I have another bread machine. As you can see, my bread machine is out. I don't remember if it was going at that time, but it has been going a lot recently. I have been trying all the recipes, and there's a few that I cannot wait to share with you guys that I've been working on. And so the next 2 videos will be food videos. I hope that is okay. I like to try to change it up a little bit. You guys know me. I kind of go all over the place with things. I don't know what it is. It's just something I like to do. I don't know. I like change, and if you're here for it, I truly appreciate it. But I also, here in a few weeks, I need to go through and touch up. As you can see on like the island there, you can see where the black paint has been all like scratched up in that. And so I want to go through and just kind of touch all that up. I'm also trying to decide if I should paint my IKEA shoe cabinets that are in the living room against the brick wall. If you guys know what I'm talking about from the beginning of this video, you guys saw those. I'm kind of thinking I might paint those black. So you'll have to see. You'll have to come back. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that, and make sure you come back to see if I actually paint those or not. I haven't fully committed to it, but I do know I need to bring out the black paint and do some touch up on the island. I think also on the fireplace excuse me, a little bit needs to be touched up. So when I pull the black paint out for that, I might pull it out for the island, or for the shoe cabinets as well. I haven't decided. Let me know your thoughts on it. But anyway, I am gonna go ahead, and also, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm using little sticky tabs to secure the rug down. This rug moves all over the place, and so I decided to just go ahead and secure it. I'm not fully sure that I like securing the kitchen rug. It makes it a little more difficult to clean, but it is what it is. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have and you haven't already, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. I would love for you to join my YouTube family. You guys are more than just YouTube family to me, but you guys already know that. So anyway, I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.